Hello and welcome back to this Let's Play series in Crusader Kings 3 Realms in Exile. We are playing the orcs of Angmar. The Skull Keeper is still around. He's feeling fine. I don't know for how much longer. Probably this episode, maybe the episode after that. I think he's gonna go away at that point. Last episode we were disinheriting the rest of our male children because we had quite a few of them and none of them were having any special. No, actually, two of them had intelligence, I think. He had quick and he had intelligent. So we've disinherited them. So the inheritance is fine at the moment. We did conquer a bit of Las Galen and some of the territory that used to be held by the dwarves, and we took it because it's the Jure Grey Mountains. Now, I've had a think in between episodes. Last episode I said I wouldn't attack Erebor because I want them to develop the delving to level 10. However, what we could do, we could take Erebor, give it to dwarfish vassals, and let them develop it, and then take the duchy away. That is also an option. For now, however, we are holding on too much land. I'm not sure if this is because of colonies or not. It may be. Regardless, we do have a problem with the domain. And we are not giving this away, however. This we are keeping for sure. This episode, however, we're probably going to look at attacking Imladris so that we can deprive Lothlorien of a valuable ally, because their army is actually quite substantial, and it's also quite strong. We do not want to fight Lothlorien with allies in the forest. Fortunately, Imladris is not forested, I don't think. Oh, no, it is. Some of it is. But some of it is hilly. Only some of it, though. They still do have some forests, so we're gonna have to be careful because our trolls suffer greatly in forests. They lose about half their damage, which is nothing to laugh at. Our army is substantial, though. We're close to 42,000, and we're probably gonna increase it some more. In the meantime, we do need to continue to upgrade our military infrastructure. Our army is full, it is, and we do need to continue researching because we want to get to primogeniture as fast as possible. We are missing 3 innovations. We're about to get 2 relatively soon, and after that we'll probably develop either knighthood or hoardings, we'll see. We want all of these, basically. I don't particularly care about Divine Right and Scutage. Banking is nice, but it's not urgent. So, yeah. We will also have to watch this duchy here to see when it's being developed. He already has a castle. What about you? Correction, he already has 2 castles. But we'll need to wait for these 3 as well, and then attack to take that duchy completely. And we're gonna slowly make our way towards the Shire. And we're gonna cleanse that Shire, because we don't like hobbitses. Right. On that note, who do we have a truce with? With Thranduil for another 3 years. And with Durin for another 4. So, we could attack Dale. But I think we're gonna march on Imladris potentially. Are you involved in a war? You are not. Do we need to disinherit anyone else? So you're disinherited. No, I've just looked at all of that. Okay. Before I continue, please leave a like, a comment, subscribe. the analytics show that only 10% of you are doing any of that. It would help to get my channel to grow. We're gonna continue down to constant care so we don't lose mothers to pregnancy. But we're gonna stop with this branch after that, and we're gonna go down the House of Warriors because we're gonna get the private army buff. And that's gonna be useful. But for now, we're gonna go down this path. From now on, we should get better education traits as well, which is what we want. I had a look at our heir, sorry, our heir's heir, and he already has a daughter. She's comely and genius, and I've arranged for a marriage with another dynasty member. Here it is, who is intelligent, comely, and Herculean. So this match is already gonna start to produce full geniuses and beautiful and Herculean children. Um, Soon enough, we're gonna be able to strengthen the bloodline, which is gonna be a massive good buff for us. It's gonna ensure that the main family line is able to maintain genius orcs, basically. So on that note, we're gonna raise our army in Imladris, in the front porch, and we're gonna declare on Imladris here. We're gonna conquer the whole thing. Galadriel joins, obviously. Can we recruit our Holy Order? We cannot because we do not have enough piety and we are no longer the one holding the ownership of it. So let's attack this. They have hired the Holy Order. I don't think we're gonna win this, but we'll see. If we were to surrender, that's a lot of gold to spend. Let's see what happens. Right, Mount Graham. Mount Graham. You've built this, okay. And you've built, well, actually, you know what? We're stationing, can I not click on this game? I have to sort of spam this, I think, to get to the building. There we go. Really? God damn it. There we go. We're stationing trolls in here, so we might as well develop levies instead. So let's throw some extra levies in here. Gormak is the other one. We're stationing cavalry here, so this should be fine to continue. Which one is more expensive? That one. So we'll build this one for now. Are we building in the other ones though? Not in the Chamber of Awakening. Feel free to develop. At this point, it's just some levies, I think. We're gonna benefit from that regardless. Let's see how quickly we can conquer Elrond's domain. Who are you? You're a hideous elf. Allow me to fix your problem for you. Where are Galadriel's troops? Are we? We are. We need to disrupt those schemes. Galadriel, where are your troops? Prince Upo has been murdered. I'll accept for you to have a hook, I don't care. Under mysterious circumstances, really. So who inherited this? You did. Of course it was you who did. I think someone is murdering someone. I think someone is murdering his brothers. But anyway, that's Imladris gone. So yeah, that's how quickly it fell, simply because we have that many siege engines. Um, they decided in their infinite wisdom not to fight, and let's get the trade confider. And there we go. The last homely home is gone. We can give these away to people we do not care about. That's a lot of holy orders. So we can give this away. Yes, yes, we gained a rival. The problem is the rival we gained is elfish, and the rival we gained is probably gonna raise an army. Right, so we have a lot of holy orders to remove. Where is it? There it is. So that needs to be removed. We can desecrate Imladris here in a moment. But for now, we need to remove these holy orders. So their holy order should be weaker now. And we should be able to give these to someone. And it's now called Shiny Town. They've changed their icon, obviously. Not all of them, but the main holding has. This should probably be a castle. We could build it. You are full there. Right, so let's desecrate Imladris. Imladris, Rivendell, longer refuge of the elves. It will hide them no longer. Tear down the walls of the House of Elrond and make it a monument to their folly. So, Shiny Town loses the House of Elrond building. Feel free to pause and read all of that. But you've seen it in the movies as well. And instead, what they're gonna gain is Orodraug. The last homely house it was, and now it is gone. The halls that once rang with music and laughter, and the last memory of the elder days now lies silent, save for the snarling of wolves. The courtyards and gardens that once flourished here under Elrond's care are now breeding pens for wargs and other foul things. And this is gonna give a bonus to fortification, garrison, defender advantage, stationed light cavalry, and the holder of this gets increased levy contributions. So, choke the valley with smoke. The fall of the hidden valley. Foul are the elves, mortal enemies of our kind. For untold years have the elves of the hidden valley hindered us. Their parties hunting down, slaughtering our raiders and soldiers at every available opportunity, all while remaining hidden and untouched. Now they fall. They shall hunt us and obstruct us no more, for the hidden valley burns. My men have marched, my orcs have marched against it, and those high and mighty elves that did not flee like cowards into their forest have been slaughtered without mercy. The trees of their kingdom burn into the night, their high walls and sanctuaries are laid waste. Never again may their kind impede our advance, our mortal enemies vanquished. So Shiny Town now has Orodraug. We could develop the duchy and replace this with excuse me, Great Tower of Silence. Yeah, we have sky burials. I did not even realize that. So we could replace this with the Great Tower of Silence, apparently. Burial sites, jousting grounds, leisure palace. Hold on a minute. Why do we have access to these? Let's pause for a second. Yeah, there's no way that that's my child. Interesting. We still have access to these. So if I look at, say, this one, here we get charnel grounds and the rest of them. It is interesting that we do not get access to slaughterhouses and snaga warrens and all of that in here. Why is that, game? This looks like another bug to me. So I'm gonna pause here for a moment. I need to give this away anyway. I'll need to give it to someone. And I'm gonna open yet another ticket. Be right back. So, I've decided to give it to this gentleman here, who happens to be one of the sons of my heir. I have made the Duchy of the Shiny Town, and because I've made the Duchy of the Shiny Town, it appears we actually do have access to more Duchy buildings, so it's not actually bugged, you just need to do the Duchy. We're gonna do the Orc Barracks here, and hopefully he's gonna give us lots and lots of levies, but we're gonna give this away, including the Duchy title. He is already married, and we'll probably arrange a few more marriages. He's probably going to create the kingdom at some point, but that's fine. We could, in theory, attack the Bjornings, but this is going to be established in 14 years. We can probably attack the Bjornings in full by then. We could, however, take the Duchy of the High Pass because this is not de jure theirs. This is de jure part of the Kingdom of the High Pass, which for some reason we don't have the title for. Also, these are duchies with no de jure land in them, Mazog hosts being one of them. Nope. Okay. So the only duchy we're missing is the Earldom of the High Pass. We have the other three. The other ones are just hereditary duchies, basically, with no de jure land. So we could attack for that. And other than that, I'm not sure. I might have to pause and think about it after that. The situation with the colonies, settlement level 2, 1, and 1. Right, and we still need to resolve this. Unfortunately, I cannot take away his lands because he is my son. That means he's also my ally, I think. Oh no, I can. I can absolutely take his stuff. Which is good because I can give that stuff to him. So let's do that. Let's revoke the title we have a claim on. Yeah, you're angry, I get it, we don't care. And we'll give it to you instead. And we're gonna slowly take away all that stuff and give it to his son. I should have picked a different option there, but whatever. Nope, my army is not a nursery. So your kid is not born yet. That's fine. So let's attack. Let's attack for this duchy. Did I just see offer vassalage? No. We're gonna conquer that. And who is holding this? No one. It's wilderness. That's fine. It can stay wilderness for now. We're gonna colonize it later. Yeah, the earldom of the High Pass. So we're gonna raise our army again. That will do. Well, we'll let it all raise. It's only a few days. I'll find myself something to distract with, and we're gonna get rid of the special troops here while we still can. And we're gonna fight you there, apparently. We're starting to lose the Grey Mountain Warhost because I haven't been paying attention. Yeah, intercept them. Can we lose some of this? We can talk to a confidant. So we just stopped being lovers with our second wife. She's busy cheating on us anyway. We're gonna ransom everyone we can. Let's siege down this path. They call her Gelab. Okay. You know what? Who are you? Just die, dude. You wouldn't accept either. Okay. We're gaining stress because of that. That's unfortunate. Did we conquer all of you? We have. Siege this. Mushroom Bear. It seems that one of our colonists has discovered a particularly potent form of mushroom, consumption of which gives astonishing visions of feelings of intense euphoria. That may be all well and good, but a cultivated patch of mushrooms has been snaffled by a local bear of fearsome size. This bear has subsequently gone on a rampage of immense proportions, destroying houses and storerooms and slaughtering settlers, such that the colony now faces an existential threat. Oh my days. I would like to try some of these mushrooms for medicinal purposes. Oh my. Yeah, we'll send some levies. Thanks for the chuckle, dev team. Thanks for the chuckle. Right, let's siege this. It's what we're trying to obtain anyway. So I'm gonna have to find someone to give this to, and then I'm gonna have to think what we want to do. Because um, I have no idea which way to go. We need to attack Las Galen again. We could attack the dwarves. So we've seized that, and our territory is no longer broken, and because Imladris is no longer here, this is now going to be stable, which is good. It's what we wanted. You can be feudalized though. So give me a moment while I figure out who to give this to, and then we'll see what we can. Well, actually, before we do that, I think it's time. Um, no, not this. I think it's time that we try to subjugate the Ethanmores. So as the chill winds of encampment of Mount Gram in Angmar yield to the bleak expanse of the wilderness of Ethanmores, you are determined to march forth, eyes fixed on a grand ambition. Your counselors and you embark on an expedition to the Ethanmores, aiming to subjugate the trolls dwelling there. Led by your most cunning companions, the opportunity to bolster your forces by enlisting the fearsome trolls into their dark ranks. So some of your counselors will travel to the Ethanmores to try to subjugate the trolls. This will be unavailable for 10 years. Um, we do not have the title. It is a wilderness. We are evil and we completely control Mount Gram. So let's go. The subjugation of the Ethanmores. The journey is fraught with peril as my company traverses desolate Angmar towards the Ethanmores, navigating the hardships of treacherous terrain and lurking enemies alike. The fate of this undertaking hangs in the balance, hinging upon the success of my efforts against the fearsome trolls of these moors. Finally, my company and I arrive at the entrance of what seems a troll's grotto, and we set out to find their leader. Perhaps I shall forge an alliance with these beasts that strengthen their dominion over the region and aids in my endeavors, or perhaps I shall face the wrath of the trolls in a clash of dark powers. I look to my fellow companions who are waiting for my command. So we can try and force them out of their caves. We have a 36% chance of success, which, considering the amount of prowess we have, that's a very low chance. But this is a martial challenge, actually. It's not a prowess challenge. So if we succeed, we get the wilderness of the Ethanmores, an army of 5 men. That's 5 trolls, actually. We convert the holding, blah, blah, blah. We could try to bribe them. That has a high chance of failure as well, and it's very costly. Or we can try the call the summoners and start a ritual. Leave the useless beasts alone. So, if we fail, we get the trait maimed, which is kind of bad. Um, let's do it. And I'm maimed. What did we lose? An arm, apparently. So this is why you probably don't want to try this, because it has a high chance of failure, unless you have very high martial. Um, but that's okay, we can try again some other time. I'm gonna pause and figure out who to give this to, and I'll be right back. So here we are. We're gonna pass these to one of our grandsons here, I think. Oh no, but he stands to inherit. That was not intentional. We're gonna have a quick look through our daughters here. You have no kids. You're the one who stands to inherit. What are you holding? Ah, okay. My bad. I thought I identified a very potential candidate, but in fact I hadn't. However, you don't stand to inherit anything. So there we go. You can have these two. And we can actually create the duchy? No, we would have to steal it. Right, so we still have a truce going on, and we need to lose some stress. We could hold a funeral here, maybe? Yes, yes, we could. We could mourn our son. That's fine. We would get major legitimacy gain, stress loss, and piety. That's fine. Let's hold a funeral. You'll never forget your son, who probably wasn't even your son, but I'm not entirely sure. Who was your mother? No, he was definitely the son. Okay. Right, you fabricated there. So, our heir here, in his infinite wisdom, has decided to give his heir this particular territory. So we're gonna fabricate on that, because we do not want him to hold any land. Uh, this belongs to a nobody. So we're gonna take away your vassal. And we're gonna take away his land. Yes, yes, it's unjust, I know. We're gonna revoke his title though. And you, dear grandson, can have this delving. So now we're just gonna wait a bit, because we need to wait for those truces to end. And we're gonna attack Last Galen again, this time for this duchy. Who is this? Can we demand any payments? No. And he isn't exactly made of money. What's your income? Not great. We'll wait a bit on that. What have you won? Your neighbor, King Severin, has won against in the war to reclaim probably these. We're gonna lose some stress here. Let's see if we get the legitimacy. Yep. This is gonna fail, so we won't take that. We'll take this. The memories are too painful, and village center built in edema. Right, so we can add another castle there, which is what we've been wanting to do. And I think we're gonna give this away to someone, actually, because we're still over the domain limit. You're only holding one. How big is your domain? You know what, we'll give it to you. You are part of our dynasty as well. There you go. This would give us legitimacy gain. How are our colonies doing? Still needing development, and this needs to be upgraded actually. We could join in the offering or pay for more. I'm not gonna pay for more. We're gonna quietly nod instead of making things worse. It was beautiful, we lost stress, we gained legitimacy, which is what we need desperately, because we're under the legitimacy that we need. Who is this? Why does this even matter, game? Whatever, we'll do it. Apparently a grandson was released. You're sending me poetry now. Let's see what the wife claims. How can you even say such a thing? I would never take a lover. Really? Baladir's Gate. Aha, okay. We can upgrade you as well to level 1. So Aragorn managed to defend himself. You want to be content. You're gonna be fickle instead. I suppose those education traits are starting to kick in. How is our truce going? 7 months. Zarak Doom. Zarak Doom still needs a bit more development. We can wait. I'm gonna let the treasury fill up a bit. They can't marry because he is in prison. Can we ransom you? Yes, yes we can. Now they can marry. Who are you? Sure, we can stop being rivals, and you have the great box. Is he in my court? What is he doing in my court? He's Noldor. He's stupid. No, this extravagance has gone too far, and can we kick you out? Thank you. You're not supposed to be in my court, dude. Do we have any more of these? No. Who? How? You were murdered by who? Your own wife. So your son has inherited. I don't mind. We can extort people. Let's do that. Why take a little when we can take a lot indeed? We're gonna just keep digging. We can upgrade you. You are done. We're gonna give you to him. We can start developing you instead. And we can develop you. And now we have room for another colony. Let's fill this gap, because it is annoying to see it. You want to seal the totem of Hudari inside the handle of my axe. Sure. And that turns it epic. Okay. You said you wanted to stop being rivals, and you did not abandon your murder plot. Okay, that's nice. Look at all these murder schemes. How is that truce? Almost done. My army is not a nursery. So about you. You do not have the strength to oppose us at all. However, we're not going to declare a holy war because that might pull in Galadriel. And we're going to declare it like this. And we're going to raise our army in the forest. And we're going to, of course, you hired the Holy Order. We're going to let go of our oh, we have our city. Good. So, for the rest of the holdings, we're gonna have a castle here. You two want to marry, that's fine. And we could build a temple on the slope, but I think we're gonna put another castle. So, we'll summon the rest of our army here. We're gonna get rid of the special troops. And we're gonna start sieging. What's your fort level? Not enough. Nowhere near enough. In Andrath, let's see. Aha, okay. Wild Orcs next. Have you abandoned this duchy yet? No. And how are the rest of them going? They're going. And you? And you. Back to our conflict. Let's siege this. We have a worn language manual. We can destroy this. We do not need it. You're gonna march into our land. We seized Journey to the Hearth of Elvendom. It's not a horrible one, and we don't have a lot of options when it comes to diplomacy, but I'm gonna destroy it anyway because I don't want it. Can you catch them, please? You gave birth to a daughter. Who to marry you to? You are only quick. There you go. Enjoy. Please beat them. Um, Someone with intelligent and beautiful would be nice. She's an option. There we go. We are barely beating them. Right, lonely towns in here. Might as well get the rest of it done. Siege this. So that's how difficult it is to beat the elves in their own native forests. It's not exactly an easy fight. So, beautiful and intelligent again. Anyone? Yes, actually. And it feels like she's the only one, so target it. Yep, sure. Give me renown. We are getting quite a bit of renown now. We have another pilgrim's book. This can be destroyed. We can enforce our claims now. Uh, Excuse me? Why are you my vassal? I was not expecting that. We can sell some titles. We get a weak hook on you. That weak hook means another 50. We can marry off the two of you. Ah, yeah, this is my player heir, and we're marrying him with a beautiful one. That's fine. On that note, we should probably arrange a different marriage for another wife with, say... So your wife is a genius. Can we arrange someone who's just Herculean? Yes. Yes, we can. Enjoy. I see we have a rebellion. So, we're gonna cancel this. We're gonna fix the rebellion first, because it's very close to my son's holdings. That will do. And we will join your war. Is that the only one? Yeah. Finish the conflict. Thank you. And now about these elfish vassals we have, which we're not supposed to have. How are we for time? We still have a bit. We're gonna disband the special soldiers and we're gonna take away your stuff, bud. And he accepted. Wonderful. So that destroys the Elven Refuge situation. And I can give this away entirely to someone else. Are you still building a useless duchy? You are not. Do we have the title? We do. So let's give you the Orc Barracks. And we can give this to one of your brothers, maybe? You do not have brothers. No, you do not. Okay. What about you? That's actually not a bad option. So let's give it to you. You can have the entire thing, I do not mind. So now we have to wait. We could conquer him, but I'm not very fast. His army is small now. How is our truce with Durin? Is it gone? It's gone. We could attack for these two to get the rest of our holdings. And in fact, we could even attack for Erebor and give it to a dwarfish vassal so that they can develop it for us. But we'd be having some issues with the dwarves that would be stationed there. How high is your income? Not high. Why is that? Why is your income so low? You're an intricate web weaver? Really? That's disappointing. And you have a co-monarch in your own father. Okay. Well, we're gonna take away your stuff because this shouldn't be here. You're holding that duchy in particular. Okay. So we're gonna seize the de jure duchy. We're gonna raise our military. The dead king of Dale is joining with 0 soldiers, I might add. How much is the Holy Order cost? 1,000. And that's 30 Olog High you would bring to the equation. I think we'll do fine without it though. We'll see. I was not expecting you to go into the forest, I'm gonna be honest. Who? Hold on a minute. My son is still alive? He's spindly, obese, ill, worsened disease symptoms, and not feeling well. Not feeling well means someone is trying to kill him. That's exactly what that means. We can increase her prowess. That's fine. We can afford a bit of stress. Let's try to intercept this army before it does something incredibly bad. So right now they're sieging my own stuff, but they're gonna siege other people's stuff, and that would be a bad thing. We have Scholar finally. Apparently my daughter might not be my daughter. We captured someone. Um, yeah, no, he hates us. I'm not gonna mess around with that. Let's see where they are going. I suspect they're gonna go inside Erebor. Yep. Which means we can attack you inside your own holding. You need someone strong. Congratulations. Zealous, brave, or calm? Calm would probably serve you better, yes. Unfortunately, we're also gaining stress now, so can we get rid of this stress? We can lash out, and we can indulge in drink. And there goes the stress. So are we gonna lose this fight? No, but we're barely surviving, and there goes the sun. Who's my heir? You are. Thank God for that. You were slain in battle. That's not good. We need a new steward. Tag, you're it. We need a new caravan master. Tag, you're it. And we need a new taskmaster. Tag, you're it. So what is your training? You're the Dark Weaver, and oh look. So we've arranged for another marriage there, but we now have the future heir. And we could arrange a marriage with someone who needs to be beautiful and strong. This would be an idea. Let's do that. We're barely winning. That's how much of an advantage they have in Erebor. And it will take a while for us to siege this as well. If we wouldn't have had two armies, two battle groups to serve as siegers, this would have failed immensely. You have no traits. Let's find someone within your age group. Would you look at that? Can you siege faster, please? If we can get some artifacts out of this, this will be ridiculous. Tomb Raider, Erebor. Finally we have punished the ugly dwarves and hung their severed heads by their beards to our standards. In the deeps lies the body of Thorin II, the one they called Oakenshield. The shiny Arkenstone and the hated Bitter are buried with him. The dwarves will hate me for taking them, but don't they already? Don't they indeed? So the Arkenstone is mine, Bitter will have to dispose of. And I gained plundered Thorin's tomb. This character has plundered the tomb and earned the undying enmity of dwarf kind. And the Throne of Erebor gains Orcrist is missing, so control decline every month in popular opinion. Oh wow. Sure, let's do that. So have we gained anything else? Did we get any other artifact? We have Orcrist. We will absolutely equip this. And we also should have I don't know what that just was. The Arkenstone. So we're gonna get Vassal Opinion, Monthly Renown 8%, and Prestige and Court Grandeur. Yes please. We now have the Arkenstone and Orcrist. And we gained the titles that we wanted as well. Disband the military. So we need to give these to someone else. We don't have the title because he's holding stuff in it. How are we for time? We're getting close to where we should end. Ideally, I would like to get the whole duchy so I can throw in so I could throw in the orc barracks building. So I think we're gonna wait for that. Um, I'm getting a call as well. I'm gonna end the episode here. Um, please leave a comment, like, subscribe. Analytics are lying to me that 90% of you are not doing this. It would be of tremendous help. If you like my content, please do this. Otherwise, feel free not to. I'll see you in the next episode. Goodbye for now.